Hey everybody, this is Aggie. I'm Agnes Friedlander with Agnes Friedlander Art Studio and the Painter's Journey. Good morning. I am going to share a video with you that I did this morning. Let's see, I'm going to share my screen. Am I on the right screen? Let me make sure I'm on the right screen. Hold on one second. Okay, wait, stop sharing. This is me live right now. Okay, I'm going to share a video. I painted some pumpkins and I just wanted to talk about art making and finding time for art and things like that. So I'm going to share my screen. But I have to have the right screen ready. I think this is it. Okay. I got confused because it looks exactly like what the live looks like right now. So, yeah, this. Okay. Right? Wait, I don't want to be full screen. Why am I not seeing this right? Sorry, hold on. Oh, I have to go back to StreamYard. Okay, so here we are. Wait, let me get back over here, and I do have to make this full screen. Okay, we're having technical issues because I'm not used to doing this. So anyway, here we are. Okay. So I'm going to pause this. I want to just notify some friends that I'm doing this. So I'm going to pause this video. And as you can see, these are some watercolor cards that I painted. I'm going to grab them and show them to you right here. Let me make myself full screen. Well, here, I'm going to make it as big as I can. So yeah, these are some 4.5 by 6 inch watercolor paper that I painted. And we recently, my partner Shelly and we have been going live on Tuesday nights over on our YouTube channel, The Painter's Journey, The Painter's Journey on YouTube. And we've been doing these free classes and having so much fun. So you should check it out if you have not. At any rate, here is another one. I came back in and embellished it with some gold metallic pen. And what I plan on doing with these is having these at my art booth. So, I mean, I could sell these for, I don't know, probably $5 each. That's how much cards are now. It's just a single card. It doesn't fold over. And you can sell it as a greeting card or whatever. It could be whatever, right? Here's another one. We actually did this one live when we were doing the pumpkins in watercolor. Here's another one. And so let me just looks like we've got a few people here. Let me show my comments. So if you are watching, say hello. I'm going to type. Can I type in here? No, I guess I can't. So say hello if you are watching, and I'm going to go ahead and start the video. I'm going to try and let my friends know that I'm live right now, but I have to get my link first. So give me just 1 second. Sorry. Oh. Get the link for Agnes Friedlander. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Here, I'll share this. There you go. Copy link. And then I'm just going to let folks know in my group I'm live. Come hang out. I can't type. Come join me. Okay, so I shared that. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit play on this. Let's see, how do I do that? I have too many tabs open. It's just hard to see. So what I did is I recorded this earlier this morning, and I had to broadcast it without sound so that I could now come back on and narrate it with you. It took a minute for my brain to figure that out. So what I'm sharing with you is an idea on what you could do to, to make time for art. Let me go back and just go through the supplies super quick. So, any set of watercolors, if you've got some professional grade paints, that's all the better. They're going to give you much better results. So what we did is we took a 9x12 sheet of watercolor paper and cut it into 4 pieces. So it's 4.5 by 6, or maybe it's 4 3. Well, the envelope is 4 3/4 by 6.5. So this size card, this quarter sheet of 9x12 watercolor paper makes 4 cards. And so that's what I did. I cut up several sheets of 9x12 100% cotton paper into these cards that fit into these envelopes. And these envelopes I bought on Amazon. They come in different colors. This is called an A6 size envelope. And then this is an A6 sleeve that you can also buy on Amazon. And all of this will fit inside of there for, to make a nice presentation. You can give these as gifts to your friends, to loved ones. If you sell your art, this would be a nice lower priced item. I think you could easily sell these for $5, $7, $10, $12, depending on, how much time you put into them and how good you get to be at them. And it's nice to have a lower price point item for sale at your shop or at your event. So it looks like I've got a lot of you guys joining me. Hello. Please comment. Let me know that you are watching, or if you're watching this on replay later, comment replay. And I'm just so glad to have you hanging out with me. So this video is about half an hour long, and I'm going to just basically talk about why I do these, why my partner Shelly and I are doing these as free classes, and just about art in general, right? So let me just double check that you can hear me. I'm not seeing any comments yet, so I would love to hear you comment. Yes, to hear you comment. Oh, okay. You know what? I do see the comments here. I see them on my phone, but I can't see them in StreamYard, which is kind of funny. Let me turn this down then. So I'll just look at my comments here. So good morning, Lynn. And Lynn is a member in our monthly painting group, our membership, The Painter's Journey. She's asking where she can get the free tracers. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Shelly and Lisa, everybody, all of you guys that are hanging out. Hello. So if I make this full screen, oh, there we go. That's even better, right? So for those of you that are members, even if you're not a member, actually, you can get these tracers, these little, they are tracers. You can get them from our website, thepaintersjourney.com. There is a tab called Tuesday Night Live, and we would love for you to subscribe and hit the bell, and so that you get notified when we go live Tuesday nights at 6 Central. And these are free classes. It's a series that we're doing all the way through the end of the year. And the way it works is that you can grab the free tracer. We post them on Tuesday mornings, and you can grab the tracer for free that week, Tuesday through the following Monday night. And then every Tuesday morning, a new one gets posted. The old ones go up for sale as a PDF workbook with the painted sample and the link to the video. And they're $10 each. And so if you want to go back and see the ones we've done in the past, you can go check that out as well. So I think, Shelly, if you can share that link, that'd be awesome. And there is a tab called Tuesday Night Live. Under that, it says Wintry Watercolors. There's a graphic that shows the YouTube thumbnail. Underneath that graphic with the two penguins, you'll see the link for the new free tracer as it goes live each week. It's underneath that YouTube thumbnail. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, what I'm doing here is, again, I'm using 100% cotton watercolor paper. That gives you the best results. It stays wet longer, so you can work with it a little bit more. I like to do these really simple, quick. I did 2 pumpkin paintings in about 30 minutes. And I think that as I do more of them, I'll get even faster. So, there's that, right? But all I'm doing is I mixed up a couple colors, 2 different shades of blue, and I muted my blue. So even if you're not a watercolor painter, I suggest that you watch videos like this, because you will learn a little bit about like desaturating color and maybe some principles of composition and brush strokes. It all kind of lends itself to whatever it is that you're doing. Once you kind of learn how to mix color and how to do a decent composition and, all the different things that are involved with paintings, it kind of just carries over into everything that you do. You don't need to learn it new every time. It becomes part of your whole skill sets and helps you with everything that you do. Don't you find that to be true, you guys? So I desaturated with a little bit of brown. I mixed a little bit of brown into my blue and got this lovely kind of muted shade, which I find a little more interesting than the pure saturated colors. And because it's fall, and in the fall, things do become more muted and softer, and just a different representation of themselves when they were first growing, these pumpkins and things like that. So, oh my goodness, thank you, Cindy. You're so sweet. See, I want to share with you, I'm going to be very transparent. I didn't think I did that great on these, because I know I can paint other things better, but please hear me when I say this. Not everything has to be perfect, and getting it done is better than being perfect. Because guess what? Even though these aren't perfect, I went ahead and put them into the sleeve, which you'll see at the end. I put them with an envelope and I put them in a sleeve, and I feel so accomplished. They're not the most perfect pumpkins, but they don't have to be. We embrace imperfection, I mean, come on, it's fall, it's a pumpkin. They don't have to be, the end all painting, right? So we were talking about that this morning a little bit. Sorry, the screen gets a little bit blurry sometimes. So that's my first layer. And now I'm going to start on another one. And what I want to stop and share with you is I'm kind of doing this from a bit of muscle memory, because we recently painted these. Now I'm using a bigger brush, and I love this squirrel brush. So I feel like the reason why I have a little more confidence painting these without drawing anything is because I did several with a tracer, where I actually traced the design on with a light box. It's not cheating. I actually traced those pumpkins onto the watercolor paper when I did them live with Shelly, just to kind of get it down. You kind of have to get it down. When you see artists doing gorgeous work, guess what? They've probably painted that thing several times, at least 3 or 4 times. Very often when you see a masterpiece, they've probably done a series and they've painted it numerous times and they've gotten it down. They have it down to a science. So, you know, I want you to know I did several pumpkins. So it gave me the wherewithal, the muscle memory, the confidence, whatever you want to call it. It gave me the ability because I kind of know how to judge the space needed. Like right now, I'm judging the amount of space I need to leave for the stem and I'm going to put leaves on later. And, pumpkins are, a systematic set of C curves, right? So once you've done it a few times, you kind of get it, right? You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes a little bit easier. The more, if you've done 5 or 6 of them, you don't need to trace it anymore, right? Would you agree, Shelley? I mean, I think anybody can do these. And what you have to do is get out of your own way. You have to allow yourself to be loose and imperfect because the point of this exercise is getting her done. We're going to get some done. We're going to have some cards that we're going to sell at our Christmas booth. I would buy these. Would you buy these for $5? I would. A hand-painted watercolor card? Sure, why not? Now, granted, you don't have to do pumpkins. Maybe you want to paint Christmas trees. That's what I'm doing next. I'm just in the mood. And by the way, the reason why I felt like doing these this morning is because last night was Tuesday night. We went live. I left my watercolors out. So when I got up this morning and came down to the studio with my coffee and I saw my watercolor paint supplies sitting here, I thought, I'm going to paint some more. I can paint for myself today. I don't really have any deadlines for the membership. I've got some time here. I'm going to paint just for me. And I was talking to some of the members. I posted a poll asking them their opinion on some things, and we stumbled onto talking a little bit about overthinking. And we were also talking a little bit about making time for your art. How do you find time? And so we got all kinds of answers from different members saying what they do, lots of great tips. And I just love it. It's great to hear the methods, the methodology that our members use, because let's face it, we're all busy working women. Some of us are still full-time. Some of us are semi-retired, but you know what happens as soon as you tell the world that you're semi-retired or retired, people start asking you, can you babysit the kids? Can you do this? Can you do that? And your time gets eaten up, right? Can I get an amen? Does anybody, can anybody attest to that? But anyway, you have to kind of make it a priority. It becomes a mission. It becomes something that you dedicate yourself to. And as soon as you have made the decision to just allot certain days or certain nights to your art practice, and you let people in your life, you let them know, hey, this is what I'm doing on Tuesday nights, I'm doing this, then it becomes easier because they know they're not gonna, demand your Tuesday nights anymore, right? Or, mostly it's just letting the kids know or setting them up to do something else or whatever. I think it's just making your own decision, making yourself aware, and it's making the decision. It's just making the decision. I just want to dedicate X day or morning or night that I'm going to do this and letting other people know. And, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, right? So you need to be happy. You need to take care of yourself. This is a nurturing thing that is going to bring you so much joy and fulfillment. And I just highly recommend it. So that's the first thing, is making the decision. Another thing you can do is just literally put it in your calendar. What were some other things that you guys said? We've got a couple of you guys here. I think that Terry said that she makes a to-do list for herself, because Terry is I'm going to call her a full-time artist, but she also works full-time. She is still a working woman, and she's developing her art business, taking it to the next level. And that's what a lot of women are doing. And it's like, how do you balance it all? It's not easy, right? So you actually really do have to have some things in place. And of course, a to-do list is one of the easiest things you can do, right? Just keep this running to-do list and remind yourself, oh yeah, I wanted to get that painting done, and I want to do this and this and this, because it's out of sight, out of mind. If you don't kind of have it written down, it's very easy to forget. Very, very easy to forget. Another thing you can do is, we're talking about ways to find time to make your art. What I talked about this morning, I came down here and my supplies were still sitting out on my table because I didn't put them away last night. So that's another big thing you could do. Keep your supplies handy. And that's what's so great about watercolors. Watercolors are very portable. As you can see, it's just that folding palette right there. That's a Holbein palette that I bought on Amazon. And I can take that literally anywhere. I can even take that on our trip. We're going to have an art retreat in just a few weeks, and I could bring that watercolor palette on the plane and be painting with those paints down in Florida when we do our art retreat. Or you can pack it in your lunch bag and paint during your lunch. I mean, you could. Or have it set up at home on your kitchen table or on your dining room table. Are you like me that you've got a dining room table sitting there never really getting used? What if you were to put, a piece of plastic down so you don't ruin your tablecloth like me, and set out a few watercolor supplies so that when you walk past it, you're reminded, oh, you know what? I could probably paint a pumpkin right now. I could probably get a 15-minute pumpkin in right now if I were to sit down and do it. So I'm going to challenge you to do that. I hope you will. Cindy says, I resin on my dining room table. Oh, so there's probably not room. But anyway, let me just put myself back in the screen here if I can a little bit. I am not camera ready. I am literally just, okay, how do I exit full screen? So there, you can see me down here, right? Hello, hello. So these are the trees I think I mentioned. I'm gonna try and make it as big as I can. Isn't this beautiful? How about painting a card with just a pine tree like this and putting that in an envelope, putting it in a sleeve, sell them for $5. You can literally paint these in 5 minutes. And here's one that I did. Where is it? Where is it? So here's one that I did. Literally took me 5 minutes. What I want to do is I want to experiment with adding, you know how we are with the sparkle. I want to add maybe some Tim Holtz embossing powder, so let it have some sparkle. Wouldn't that be awesome? Hey, Michelle. Thank you. Here's my first one. It's not the greatest, but hey, I was getting warmed up. Here is me trying out a new brush for the first time, so I don't quite have it down yet, but this is called a dagger brush. I was using this dagger brush, and this is a Princeton Neptune 1/4-inch dagger brush. And depending on how you hold it, you can get these beautiful textured, sweepy lines. I know this is very small right now, but sometimes a dagger brush is the way to go. And you can buy this 1/4-inch Princeton dagger brush on Amazon. I think that's where I found it. So what I'm doing now on the big screen there is I decided to come back in. I added the leaves in, right? And I decided to add some some ink line, and that is just like a brush nib permanent, what was that called again? Let me go grab it so I can tell you the name of it. Hold on. I don't know where it is. Well, I don't know where it is at the moment. Oh, here it is. Okay, so that is a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen, P-I-T-T. Have you heard of these? They are the bomb diggity. I love them. Michelle says, love those trees. Cindy says, I love the idea of the note cards. Yes, exactly. And it's just a single-sided note card, but still, you could put it inside of, you could glue it to a card, or I'm sure you can come up with all kinds of things. But anyway, this is a Pitt Artist Pen. It's a brush nib. And I just went back in and outlined a few areas. I put that shadow on the bottom and I thought, oops, that's a little too dark. So now I'm going to soften it. So, sometimes we were talking about overthinking too. And there's a thing where I didn't think enough. I just kind of went ahead and went and threw that down there. But it's okay because I know that I can always come back in and do something else to it. Even if it means coming back in with gesso or white acrylic paint, hey, why not? I can do that, So, can you resin over the Faber-Castell pens? As long as they say that they are bleed proof. Let me see. Yes, this is India ink, waterproof. It's light fast. So yeah, it is a permanent. As long as you're using something that is permanent, you're going to be okay. Yeah, good question. Now, I don't know that I'm going to resin over these, but that is such a good point, Kelly. You actually could mount these watercolors onto a board or a rigid surface with, any number of, like you could use gel medium or something or a glue or whatever, and mount this onto a board, trim it, and you could add resin to it. As a matter of fact, since you're in the membership, there is a class on that in my Resin 101 class that's included in the membership. If you want to go to the main group and search for Resin 101, you can go back and see how I took a watercolor and added glass and resin to it. I don't know if you knew about that. Let me take a sip of something here. So here I'm going back in and adding a second layer. And you don't have to do that necessarily. You could leave it as one layer, but it's going to look a little bit more sophisticated if you do come back in and deepen some of the tones so that you have a variety of more tones. When you can have like 3 to 5 colors, it will really draw a viewer. It'll draw your audience in to look at it. Too many colors, and then we don't know what to look at. I think the sweet spot is like 3 to 5 variations of color and value is really all you need. It's pretty ideal. So now that I've kind of softened that area and put a little bit more of a mid-tone in there, I had to go back in and add a slightly deeper tone. And if that seems like that's too much down there, I could come back in with a light pen and put some little flowers down there or something else. So now I'm going back to the first pumpkin. I like the contrast. And very often when you add a shadow underneath something, I'm so sorry about my voice. When you add a shadow underneath something, it anchors it. It doesn't look like it's floating. It makes it just gives it a sense of realism, and it just stops it from floating. It puts it into a picture plane. So it's very, very helpful. Don't be afraid to add a little shadow underneath your subject. We even did that on the deers we were painting last night. So, yep, all I'm doing is going back in, adding a little bit of detail here. And then I'm going to pick up my blow dryer and speed it up a little bit and dry it. So maybe I'll take it over. Let's go to the end of this. So here I added some splatters and I'm drying it. I love splatters, in case you didn't know. And now I'm getting ready to package them up. Can I change the speed on this? Oh, I can even change the speed on this. So I'm trying a gold paint pen. Oh, I think here I was having some sort of playback issue. I had hit something that I didn't mean to hit. Okay, so here I am adding some embellishing with the gold paint pen. Oh, I think I had to go get another pen. There we go. I had to get my smaller nibbed pens. Oops. And I'm using it's like a metallic gold fine line pen. These are by Thule, and you can get these on Amazon as well. And I'm just going in and adding little dots here and there. They're like party pumpkins now. And doing the same on this one, a little bit of outlining, a couple of little swirly vines. That's the fun thing about pumpkins. You can add swirly vines. And I mean, you know, this was really a fun way to start the day. Just paint a couple pumpkins and put them in some sleeves with an envelope, and boom, you've got a $5 item you can sell. Maybe even a $10 item. So, what do you think about this? Does this look like something you could do? Would you like to hang out with us on Tuesday nights and see more like this? We'd love to have you join us. I think I put them in there backwards. I like to have it so that the art is on the front side. You know, obviously you don't want the fold over part covering your art. So I had put it in backwards. So we're going to continue doing these throughout the rest of the year. We're doing woodsy animals. There you can see my owl drawing that I did. Oops. Last night we did a reindeer. Next week, next Tuesday, we're going to be doing a Christmas bear. And we've also got a cute little squirrel. And, you know, we're just going to continue adding all kinds of fun little woodsy animals and different holiday designs. So in terms of overthinking, the number one thing that I think you can do with overthinking is you just have to kind of stop. Realizing it is the first step. Okay. So, you know, give yourself a pat on the back if you notice, oh gosh, I've been thinking about this for 10 minutes. I need to move on, you know, and maybe get up, take a break, do something to change up where your mind is stuck. Sometimes one of the members said she takes a photo and comes back to it later. Okay, this is about to end. So let me stop sharing my screen. And here I am, I'm still here. So, you know, you can certainly And here they are. Here are, this is what I was left with. So, you know, I had done these previously, right? But this one, I went back in and with the gold paint pen, the gold little fine nib marker, I added this little bit of detail. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it really looks kind of cool. And just some really loose leaves. And here on this one, I actually really like this one now. Added, you know, a couple of swirly vines with, again, with that gold paint pen, some splatters. And I mean, I think these are cute. So, and what's nice about watercolor is you don't overthink. It's a very expressive medium. It puts you in the moment. So that's what I really like about it. And I hope that you will consider giving it a try. All right, I'm dying to see. I haven't done this. This is some Pinata alcohol ink, and you have to shake it up because it's the opalescent. And I just want to see if I can put this on this tree here to give it some sparkle. I also was talking to Shelly about maybe getting a embossing pen because I've got these embossing powders. Have you guys used these? I have these sitting here and I haven't used them, but I really feel like this gold, it kind of looks more like bronze. Is it gold or bronze? This would look really good on here, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness. But I need to have, I think, an embossing pen because this needs to stick to the embossing pen fluid, right? And then you use a heat gun to make it melt on there. So maybe on this one, which is kind of my experimental one, I'm going to, well, I don't want to use my good watercolor brushes to dip into this. So maybe what I'll do is use a Q-tip. Oh, and I do have a nice little brush too. And I'm going to see what happens if I paint this on there. I have no idea. Let's just see what happens. I do think that being an artist, oh boy. Oh, wow. Being an artist means experimenting and, you know, taking, oh my goodness, that is pretty. Can you see that? Look at that. Of course, you only really, in person, you see it a little bit more. Yeah, I like it. I just wanted to see how it would even show. Oh my goodness, I think I just want to flood the whole thing with it. So yeah, alcohol ink would kind of work. Michelle says, I've been trying watercolor. I find it very relaxing. Embossing powder is so fun. Yes. So this is kind of giving it a pinky purple look. I wonder how this would look on this card. I think I need to shake it again already. I think the embossing pen with the gold or the brass would be the way to go. Could even just be little dots, I suppose, right? Yeah, you don't really see it. Oh, you know what? Oh, no, not really. I was going to say, you could do it on black. There is black watercolor paper, which I have not tried. I know my good watercolor friend, David Becker, he uses black watercolor paper all the time. That's how I heard about it. Okay, so it doesn't really show too much on this one. Okay, that's all right. So yeah, I thought about cutting this up and using this, but I think I'm going to keep this intact. If you want to know the secret to how I made these, go watch our video. There's a secret tool we used, and I'm not going to tell you what it is here. Don't say if you know it. If you want to see what this was. You'll have to go check out our wintry watercolors over on our YouTube page. So anyway, that's it, my friends. I hope that you got something out of this in terms of making time, making time for your art. One way to do it is with watercolors or with whatever your medium is. Just be sure to schedule some time in, make a decision, decide what days or hours of the day you're going to dedicate to your art, and then follow through on it. Let your loved ones know and honor yourself by following through on it. That's the main thing. And then there's several other tips that I mentioned. So I hope you have a wonderful day. And oh yeah, we're talking about how relaxing it is. It is relaxing. Some people do get very stressed out from watercolor. Again, I think that's expectations that we put on ourselves. Just do your best to let go of perfection, let go of expectations, and just allow the watercolor to do what it does, and allow yourself the time to experiment and discover what you like about it. Just allow yourself the time to check it out and try different things. That's what the journey is all about, right? That's it, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.